39 degrees, 8:43. We've been looking at weather maps for 2 hours and we're still a little bit confused. What's going on this morning? It's Saturday. It's been a week since the first nor'easter of March 1 week ago today. A foot of snow from central Massachusetts to Maine with winds of 55 to 60 on Cape Cod. Everyone's saying, what nor'easter did we already have? It was 7 days ago. Is this a nor'easter? No. It's just got strong winds from the northeast, and it's intensifying to a hurricane force low just to the southeast of the benchmark. No, that's not a nor'easter. It's a wrong way nor'easter. And it is snowing this morning at Wachusett. 2 inches of powder. What a day. Surf, ski, weather. Oh, yeah. The swell at the Boston Buoy is up to 15 seconds this morning. Even though it's only 5 feet, there's an onshore wind. But anyhow, when you get a swell of 14 to 15 seconds, that means it's coming from far away. That big storm that went out into the middle of the Atlantic a few days ago. Let's make a run for it and see if we can hide from the wind. It's from a different direction today. Raindrops, not snowflakes, here on the beach in Weymouth. Maybe there'll be a snowflake if we sit here long enough. Oh boy, is there a lot of weather. California, state of emergency. Are we going? We still don't know. So this storm goes out into the Atlantic Ocean. It is another bomb with winds of hurricane force. Just mentioned that. It pulls out for a fairly quiet Sunday. And then all eyes are on what's coming through the Midwest. We have a northern stream low with blizzard conditions in North Dakota. A southern stream low coming out of the Gulf of Mexico. There'll be severe weather and very warm air, and those two systems, the northern stream and the southern stream, are going to phase right over the benchmark Monday night and Tuesday. The Euro no longer really has a loop that is not coming in and spinning around in a circle, but kind of coming up and then stalling on Tuesday night, and the Euro is, by a fairly wide margin, the worst case scenario. The Euro was the first to back off a big storm in all of New England today, and the Euro was the first to say, okay, probably a big storm coming in Tuesday and lasting till Thursday. We started talking about that about 5 days ago. So we've stuck with the Euro for consistency, even though it overdoes the barometer, often intensifying storms too much. And we better hope that's the case in this situation, because 971 millibars is about 28.7 inches. It could rival that storm we had in October of 2021 when the beaches were littered with boats. And that was a rainstorm, but the winds gusted past 80 miles per hour. This is going to be a snowstorm. If the barometer gets below 984, then that's a lower barometer than what we had in the blizzard of 1978. However, in 1978, we had a 1055 high over northern Quebec. Wind is air moving from high to low pressure, so the greater the gradient, the greater the wind. In this case, it's about a 1025 high, but if you do the math, and this is 12 millibars lower on this storm, it still comes out to a pretty similar gradient. But I think that the Euro's overdone with its central pressure. We better hope it is, because this snow rain line now, the big difference between a couple days ago, we talked about the Euro being too far inland. Well, it's certainly adjusted to what we were thinking back down towards Nantucket. And that has a huge difference in sensible weather. So instead of having a rain snow line up around, say, Gunstock or something like that, back to Jiminy Peak, now your rain snow line is along I-95 from Boston to Providence. And so that's a huge difference. This morning, Wachusett got 2 inches of snow, about a foot less Saturday. In this case, it looks like it could be something like 20 to 30 inches of snow coming into the hills of central Worcester County. And I think that's a reasonable forecast with winds. You know, in a cold storm, your wind is mostly up in the sky and near the ocean or in the hilltops. So even though it may evolve into a blizzard, we would not think that we would have winds much greater than 30 or 40 miles per hour once you get to a place like Wachusett, which could be sort of the central location of the worst weather. But as I said yesterday and in my J blog, when you get these cutoff low pressure systems high up in the atmosphere, you usually can take the snow bands all the way to the perimeter of the cutoff, which is north of Jay Peak and west of Binghamton, New York, Tuesday night into Wednesday. And so that means the snow bands can go way out, and I am on the record at Jay saying, well, it looks like, you know, most of the guidance says about 8 inches. In a situation like this, we can double or maybe triple. So I did go for more than 20 inches of snow at Jay Peak. As for the Boston area, if this scenario works out, well, I don't want to give you A, B, or C, right? I'm a meteorologist. In Boston, I think it's going to start as rain, change to snow, and then maybe end as rain. This is late Monday, all day Tuesday, into at least Wednesday morning, maybe Wednesday night. So I would give Boston about a foot of snow, and temperatures probably never really getting below 32 degrees. So the worst storms often, historically, I've said, if your temperature is 33 and your dew point is 33 and your wind is past 33 miles per hour, you're going to have widespread power outages, and that is the early call. We've had a lot of warning shots coming over the bow. Bob Copeland warned me about 4 weeks ago that he thought this would be a multi-nor'easter month. And next weekend, there's another system coming at us. The Euro maintains it's going to be warm. GFS has adjusted in that direction, but it's only warm briefly. And that could have a lot of wind and precipitation coming through again next weekend. And also, who pointed it out? Somebody, that the Canadian had our vernal equinox storm. So there's still a long way to go in this merry month of March. So what will I leave you with? We're at 6:44. I don't know if I covered enough bases. I'll take questions too. You can leave a comment on the YouTube, and we're closing in on 1,000 subscribers. So I'm almost a YouTube partner. I really appreciate it, and we will be taking requests. I'll leave you with the serenity and the increased traffic on the channel here of yesterday. Yesterday was the first day with no snow. No, second day in a row with no snow on Mount Washington. The first time that's happened since the beginning of February. But in New England, where it is snowing now in central Massachusetts, it started last night. Today is day 20 in a row of snow somewhere in New England. Maybe none tomorrow, though. Thought about doing some stand-up paddling today. I laid down until the thought passed. Can't help but notice a couple of sort of official-looking watercraft plying the Fore River Channel, coming and going. What's going on out there, guys, ladies and gentlemen? Other than a beautiful day on the edge of an overachieving snowfall in the Midwest that's coming right at us. I know all eyes are on next week, but our Saturday is kind of interesting. Are we watching this video on a Saturday? Is it snowing or raining at your house? Not surprised. Matt Noyes called for it days and days ago.